Well, good news. Biden is president. Racism is solved. The economy is fixed. COVID is over. And it's actually that is the reason why they're going to be winding down the Biden presidency a little bit early and just saying we should let our strong, diverse vice president take over.
He was too good. It's not fair to the other presidents.
Yeah, there's really nothing else for him to do.
Grover Cleveland is feeling left out.
Yeah. William McKinley has entered the chat. No, so obviously, anyone with a brain has known since Biden.
So wait,
started
so
running
not
for
Biden.
President. What?
So not Biden.
What?
Anyone with a brain.
Oh yeah.
Doom.
Boo. No, he has a brain. It's just currently melting. We knew in 2019 that Biden was mentally ill. And yet, even when you can see reality plainly, whether it's with riots or someone, or war or a mentally ill president who has to be on TV all the time and constantly fucks up, they still try and tell you that they're right and reality is not. And that's why their ratings are down and there's zero trust in the media.
29%.
But
nationwide.
But we know Biden's a fucking pickle. Everyone has said since the beginning Kamala Harris is going to be president, like before even the first term. If if Biden is, as bad as we think, maybe makes it a term, but I don't see that happening.
And after the G7, Trudeau specifically said that Kamala's going to be president by the end of 2022.
He's walking the wrong places. He's forgetting things. He's saying the wrong country. He's getting laughed at literally. Remember, Trump makes us look so bad on the world stage because he says bombastic things. Here's a guy who literally doesn't know what he's saying, is incoherent, and they're mocking him openly on camera. Supposedly the most powerful man in the world. Again, not a word about that. Reality doesn't exist unless it's the reality we want. Fuck you. Go off and tell him what you...
So here's really how bad it is, because again, we've been saying this for a long time. People were saying, oh no, it's a Republican conspiracy theory. It's getting hard to ignore now, and it's so hard to ignore that, check this story out. This is from Politico. Former White House physician Ronnie Jackson warns national security an issue at this point. Why would that be? Former White House physician Ronnie Jackson has stated that Democrat Joe Biden's mental fitness has now reached a point that he must either resign or face being removed from office by the 25th Amendment. Woof.
Seems fine to me.
Yeah, and this also brings it back around. After Trump lost the election, and there was like the little in-between period, whatever they call that.
Lame duck.
Lame duck, thank you. Pelosi started a 25th Amendment commission. People were saying, oh, it's for Trump in case he won't leave. Wait a minute.
Now, it's only been 6 months. It hasn't been 2 years.
It's making a lot more sense why she did that. That wasn't for Trump. That was for Biden, because they understood what they were doing. Biden was the electable candidate, even though Bernie probably would have been more.
I'm pretty sure most other candidates would have won with a better margin.
He was in fourth until Obama and the establishment coalesced around him in the primaries, but I digress.
Cheated. But Russia hurts our election integrity, not the Democratic Party openly cheating in both elections.
RIP Bernie's campaigns twice. Anyways, but yeah, so, and now they're coming in. Trudeau believes that Kamala is going to be president by end of 2022. I happen to agree with that, and it looks like this Ronnie Jackson guy is saying that needs to happen. And I don't know what's worse, a senile Joe Biden or a fully functional but still totally incompetent and visibly corrupt and kind of fucking evil Kamala Harris.
No, not kind of. Kamala Harris is evil.
Okay, yeah, she literally kept men on death row and hid evidence to keep them there.
Laughs about kids being in cages. Trump
refused a court order. I just learned this. She refused a court order from the state of California to let these people out on their probation when it was time, and she refused, and she kept people on because they needed more firefighter slave labor
to pay 20 cents an hour, whatever the fuck it was. That's your struggle.
That's an evil human being.
Oh, but she's black and a woman, so thank God racism is solved. It doesn't.
Stunning and brave.
It does not matter in any way what their actions were or what they've done to hurt people in their own communities of color or women. No, it's just about optics.
Can we just have Oprah? I'm kidding. Let's not.
So fuck you. Fuck the idiots who act like Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are something. Kamala Harris will be just as bad for the country as Joe Biden. Well, actually worse, because she's going to get she's going to get in, and all the Democrats are going to have this big push of hey, we've got a great new president. Let's get stuff done. And I guarantee a bunch of the Republicans will suddenly just be on board with hey, we actually really are ready for Kamala. And I guarantee every piece of legislation they push or every executive order will give them more power, make your life worse, reduce your economic freedom or freedom in general.
Wait, so just to clarify, you're thinking that the Republicans are going to be more on board with Kamala than they are with Biden?
Not all. I think some.
Why is that?
I think, look, they play the same game as even on optics. They're going to work to give themselves, they'll probably try and push like some kind of economic recovery, like in the post-COVID era. Again, it'll be 90% giveaways to the big corporations. They'll all get nice payouts. They'll throw us something shitty to say, yeah, look, we already know we're not getting fucking student debt relief or any of the shit. Literally any of the things we were promised. He's gone back on all
Student
of
debt
them.
relief, $2,000 checks, minimum wage
Everything.
increase, public option
No
for
wars,
healthcare.
everything. Biden in less than 7 months has gone back on everything. Every
Ended
single
mandatory
thing that he
minimum
said he was going
sentencing.
to
We
do
just
to
learned
make
about
your
that
life
one.
better. The things you told people who weren't sure about Biden, like, oh, you're an idiot. Why would you not do this? Why would you not support that? We tried to tell you. You can look at his 50-year fucking record and know what he's going to do.
No, you can't.
That the Republican conspiracy
What he
theory.
says and his record are about the same.
Same thing with
for
Kamala
predicting
Harris.
stuff.
The woman who forcibly keeps black men in prison for slave wages longer than the Supreme Court of her state says she is allowed to doesn't strike me as someone who's going to come in and want to say, you know what people need? Health care. She doesn't even want people getting out of prison when they're legally obligated to. You think she's going to care about you? You fucking idiot.
And to bring this back around to that point that we were making on the last week's episodes, any politician who did not fight for you to get healthcare in a deadly pandemic will not fight for you to get healthcare afterwards.
And
it's
if you
not
don't-
going to happen. So what do you think the remainder of the Biden-Kamala presidency looks like? I'll tell you what it looks like, because it's what Joe Biden said it was to his disgusting corporate campaign donors. Nothing will fundamentally change. That's where we're at. We're going to the Obama years, the Obama presidency policies, but like the worst, like most visibly fucked up version of it, without even like the cool young guy in office that Obama was. Like we don't even have like the good optics anymore. We
His
have an old
policies are-
senile guy and a corrupt DA, a corrupt cop as the vice president, who will probably be our president. After the biggest anti-police, anti-authoritarian movement ever since like the 60s in the United States of America, we're about to have a corrupt cop as president.
Yeah.